Hi, this is William here, and today we're going to talk about Google's best practices. Following these guidelines will help Google find, index, and rank your site. Even if you choose not to implement any of these suggestions, I strongly encourage you to pay very close attention to the quality guidelines, which outline some of the illicit practices that may lead to a site being removed entirely from the Google index or otherwise impacted by an algorithmic or manual spam action. If a site has been affected by a spam action, it may no longer show up in the results of Google.com or on any of Google's partner sites. So we're going to talk about design and content guidelines, technical guidelines, and quality guidelines. When your site is ready, submit it to Google at google.com, submit your content, and submit a sitemap using Google Webmaster Tools. Google uses your sitemap to learn about the structure of your site and to increase our coverage of your web pages. Make sure all the sites that should know about your pages are aware your site is online. Design and content guidelines. Make a site with a clear hierarchy and text links. Every page should be reachable from at least one static text link. Offer a sitemap to your users with links that point to the important parts of your site. If the sitemap has an extremely large number of links, you may want to break the sitemap into multiple pages. Keep the links on a given page to a reasonable number and create a useful, information-rich site and write pages that are clearly and accurately describe your content. Think about the words users would type to find your pages and make sure that your site actually includes those words within it. Try to use text instead of images to display important names, content, or links. The Google crawler doesn't recognize text contained in images. If you must use images for textual content, consider using the Alt attribute to include a few words of descriptive text. Make sure that your title elements and Alt attributes are descriptive and accurate. Check for broken links and correct HTML. If you decide to use dynamic pages, i.e. the URL contains a question mark character, be aware that not every search engine spider crawls dynamic pages as well as static pages. It helps to keep the parameters short and number of them few, and review our recommended best practices for images and video. Technical guidelines. Use a text browser such as Links to examine your site because most search engine spiders see your site much as Links would. If fancy features such as JavaScript, cookies, session IDs, frames, DHTML, or Flash keep you from seeing all of your site in a text browser, then search engine spiders may have trouble crawling your site. Allow search bots to crawl your sites without session IDs or arguments that track the path through the site. These techniques are useful for tracking individual user behavior, but access to the pattern of bots is entirely different. Using these techniques may result in incomplete indexing of your site, as bots may not be able to eliminate URLs that look different but actually point to the same page. Make sure your web server supports the if modified since HTTP header. This feature allows your web server to tell Google whether your content has changed since we last crawled your site. Supporting this feature saves you bandwidth and overhead. Make use of the robots.txt file on your web server. This file tells crawlers which directions can or cannot be crawled. Make sure it's the current for your site, that you don't accidentally block the Googlebot crawler. And then you can visit Google's site for the crawling index questions and answers.html and learn how to instruct robots when they visit your site. You can test your robots.txt file to make sure you're using it correctly with the robots.txt analysis tool available in Google Webmaster Tools. Make reasonable efforts to ensure that the advertisements do not affect search engine rankings. For example, Google's AdSense ads and double-click links are blocked from being crawled by a robot.txt file. If your company buys a content management system, make sure that the system creates pages and links that search engines can crawl. Use robots.txt to prevent crawling of search results pages or other auto-generated pages that don't add much value for users coming from search engines. Test your site and make sure that it appears correctly in different browsers. Monitor your site's performance and optimize load times. Google's goal is to provide users with the most relevant results and a greater user experience. Fast sites increase user satisfaction and improve the overall quality of the web, especially with those users with slow internet connections, and we hope that as webmasters improve their sites, the overall speed of the web will improve. Google strongly recommends that all webmasters regularly monitor the performance using page speed, why slow, web page test, or other tools. For more information, tools, and resources, see Let's Make the Web Faster. In addition, the site's performance tool and webmaster tool shows the speed of the website as experienced by users around the world. In summary, by following Google's best practices, your site should perform much better in the Alexa rankings and for your clients. And that concludes the presentation on Google's best practices. This is William, and we'll see you the next time.